True. What's up, Merlin? Merlin's back, baby. What's up, Rex? Damn, Rex, you early, brother. You guys ain't gonna believe what I bought today. I can't stop. You're not gonna guess who I talked to about doing something with. One of the last people that I thought I'd ever talk to in a long time. Let's see. Let's go. Should we do the other one? Oh no, let me go to menu. Menu. Yes. Yes. I guess we could load the old one. So what's up, guys? How was your day today? How was your day, honey? What's going on? I know I sometimes come on real early. What's up, Pawn Shop? Pawn Shop in the house. I'll wait for more people to get on because I'll show you. I took a picture of our text back and forth from Facebook. Out of all the people that wanted to hear the originals and was thinking about doing something, one of the last people I thought that I would talk to. Unbelievable. Hayden, holy shit, brother. I hope all's well with you, brother. Hayden's an old friend. Hayden, you just finished the show in Boca? Yeah, Max is, because he's an affiliate for them. He's an affiliate with Thoman through Firefly. So Guitar Max is an affiliate with Thoman, not just Firefly or Harley Benton, even though he has a Harley Benton line. But he's a shill for Thoman. But I'm going to show you some stuff about the quality of their parts because I have it. Their pickups, their wiring, everything. So Hayden, I've been playing with Dave Spitz and Patrick Johansson from Yngwie. I know you're a big Yngwie fan. You might have to come tech for me, bro. I know you love Yngwie. But out of all the people that I thought would contact me about doing vocals, I couldn't believe. We haven't heard from him in a while, and I don't actually know what he's doing. But we had a nice little conversation, and then he told me to check out his castle. Yeah. Hayden's a great guitar player. Hayden, do you got stuff on your channel? Do you got any content on your channel of the stuff you're doing? I think you do, right? Let me know because I'll let these people know to check out your channel because you got a lot of cool stuff back. Hayden used to work. He's a friend of mine, but he used to work at Sam Ash as well. Yeah, so the Ringer guitars are hand picked. They go through like 10 to 20 of them. They go through lots before they get sent out. And then before they get sent out, they actually go to a luthier. Only on Instagram. So those Ringer guitars actually get set up by a pro luthier. I don't know if you guys know this, but the luthier will actually sometimes put in better pots, wiring, redo the frets, they'll crown them. They do all kinds of work to these guitars before they go out. Now, I did talk to somebody about like the Max Fusion, and I actually bought I went on the Thomann website. Now I'm going to show you what they do. Because a Max Fusion is $477. By the time you're done purchasing it with the tax, it's like almost $600. And what they do for 600 bucks, I'll go buy a U Charvel. Yeah, the 477 for the Max Fusion, which is a Harley Benton. 500 bucks with tax. So 500 bucks with tax, and then you're gonna pay for shipping. Even if you paid 50 bucks at a minimum coming from Europe or whatever, wherever they're shipping out of, it's still like 550. I I'm I would not. I mean, they got some good stuff on some of the higher end ones like that, like the stainless steel frets. But there's different grades of stainless steel. This is where they're getting you guys, and you guys don't understand. So let's see. We're up to 20. Let me see if I have the, because you guys know I like to bring receipts and articles and everything. Let me see. Let's see. I could. Should I show you guys first? Here, I'll show you the Facebook. What's up, Jamie Strumman? So I'm gonna see if you guys know who this guy is. Do you know who that is? So I was talking to him over there, and then he says, "Check out my page. Send me some original stuff." Can you see it? Yeah. And there's his name. Does anyone know who that is? So I'll get into some other stuff. Yeah, you can get a nice used Jackson for five. Dude, I paid 500 bucks for this. 500. I'll take this over a Harley Benton. Does any wait, maybe I should show you a better picture of the name. Let me see if I could block out my phone number. Yeah, there's his name. Does anyone know who that is? You got it. So I've been talking with him. I also sent. I know you guys know that I don't. I try not to bullshit around with some of these guys, like the Justin Meyer guy with the tuning pegs. Um, so I sent him a challenge. I said I have $100,000 cash against 10,000 of yours that says you cannot pick out in my video the JVM Marshall head against the Kemper. Let me know. I'm gonna humiliate you, and your ears are better than mine. So I show you guys. That's Justin Meyer. I'll show you what I throw out to these guys. You know. Then I was on there. There's another guy who I don't. His name is John Radbow Music or whatever. He kind of had Tom do some work, but I didn't know that. But what caught my eye was from corporate America full time my journey. So he came from corporate America, moved to Tennessee in 2000. Now he said he's going to do some videos on his journey because I said to him, why would you go from corporate America to playing music at like 50, 60 years old? What is your net worth? He said I made some sacrifices, but I commented back. I go, I know you had a lot of money. I said because 99.9% of the people cannot afford to give up a corporate job and then go play in Nashville and do a record and fund it themselves. So there's a lot of people like this. Oh, you were just talking. Oh, yeah, yeah. We were talking about Lita Ford the other day. Some frets are nickels on the Harley Benton, but I'll get to that. So I Harley Benton metal parts like the bridges, tuners, and tailpieces are decent functional, but use cheaper base metals like zinc alloy, pot metal on entry level models in their mid tier guitars. Their higher tier series offer excellent, kind of gig worthy hardware, often upgrading to stainless steel frets and hardware from premium brands. So it gives you the whole list. You can actually look this up. So if you're going to buy a Harley Benton, please do your research and don't go by these YouTube shills that are affiliates. Now, I know some people that have played a fusion. Some liked it, some said it sucked. But I know that this for $500 is a lot cheaper, and it's got a Jackson name tied to it, which is Fender, and it's always going to be worth money. So it's up to you to decide what you want to do. You know what I mean? Well, these have EMGs in it. I get this for $460. This is the Schecter Sun Shred Valley, and I just set this up today, so I had to take it all apart. I had to put an extra spring in there because I was complaining the other day, so I put a spring in there. While I was doing that, the wire came off. That was the ground. I had to resolder that. It's all set up and ready to go, but I hung that up because a lot of people wanted to hear the PV. I'm fortunate enough to. I'm very picky about my setups and how the guitar feels to me. I, Not when I'm buying something, but for me to set it up, I've had guitar techs in the past. I've had all kind. I've had Rick Atheris. Rick Atheris is the guy at Kramer that got Eddie Van Halen there. I got Eddie's get prototype guitar that Rick built for him. Rick Atheris. He worked at Musicians Exchange, where what's his name? Uh, Jaco Pastorius used to play, and they had a shop in the back, and that's where Rick Atheris had his shop. Rex probably remembers that. But so there's all I'm saying is don't fall for anything hook, line, and sinker. There's always a catch, and nothing is always as good as it seems. You know what I mean? If it's too good to be true, ARF, then it probably is. Where something that's true and tried, again, Jackson's coming up again. Charvels are coming up. I bought another Charvel today. It's on its way. I bought a Black Star amped 3 foot pedal, which is a 100-watt amp, but it's in a foot pedal form. It's solid state, but you can run it direct amp power a cab, and it's got a loop in there. So I'm going to try that as well to see if that's something that I can use for fly dates. Um, Electric Eye. There you go. Priest, baby. Again, you could get something like this for 460. I paid $400 for this, which was a no-brainer because they didn't know what it was. Um, the vibes in the back is a Squire that's a pine body. That's one of the best Strats I've ever played. I got that for $250. There's one on Marketplace in Miami for $260. Um, there's all kinds of deals. You just got to go look for it. You know what I mean? The JVM head, I got that with the rolling case for $650 plus tax. $700 for a JVM head. If I didn't like it, I could always resell it for $1,300 with a $300 case. It's a no-brainer. Stuff is coming down. A lot of the prices are starting to come down. Oh yeah, you and that's another thing. You can Hayden. That's a dude. You could build a parts guitar that's unbelievable. You can get a Warmoth neck. If you want like a $5,000 guitar for $1,000, go get like a. You can get Warmoth bodies, Warmoth necks. You can get a go to Floyd if you don't want a Floyd. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. Oh, call you $800? Are you building guitars now, Hayden? I know you were tinkering with that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I've and here's the thing. You can't see it, but up there is my old touring guitar. That had a Chandler scallop neck, a full scallop neck. I got that back from a friend of mine who bid on it at the Hard Rock in Orlando. He got that back for me. I took the neck off and I resold the neck for maybe $1,400 to somebody in Europe. Chandler don't make those necks no more, and it was one of the best necks that you would ever play. But when I got that back, I wasn't playing really, so I just parted it out. It had a real Floyd on there, a Shaler Floyd. That's in a bag over there. So you can build guitars, and that's actually a '72 Strat that was dipped. Did they dip it? Yeah, they dipped it in fiberglass and they rerouted it for me, and it was spray. It was airbrushed, a clown, because I was in the clowns. Don't tell no one. Yeah, you can do parts guitars. That's a parts guitar. That probably the Chandler neck when I bought it was $80. The tuners were like 50. I mean, you're talking a long time ago. The Floyd I had, airbrush was free. Like right now, I have a that's a Jackson prototype neck. And that's screwed to the wall, or I would take it down and show you guys. I should put that back together. I took it completely apart. Yeah, yeah. The market's moving differently. Kind of like Guitar Center has Guitar Center. Some of their people that were, I gotta still look into it. I don't know if they've someone bought somebody or somebody bowed out and another company took over. There's a lot of stuff that's constantly moving that a lot of people don't talk about. You know, um, now Philip McKnight was on the other night. Said he took some pain medicine and had a drink and bought a guitar late at night. I said, "Are you going to return it like all your other high-end guitars from Guitar Center?" I mean, he's okay. Phil's just, I don't know. Phil's just Phil. But again, do I know how good his skills are as a luthier by watching him? Pretty much. I've been around some of the best in the business. I've watched George Lynch's guitar tech is Nuno's guitar tech. I hang out with him as well. You know what I mean? So there are a lot of people, that I kind of like Jim Gillette. I never thought that I was going to talk to him. I didn't even like I forgot all about Jim. And then all of a sudden, now we're talking again, and he wants the original music. So I mean, weird stuff can happen at any moment. That's why I always tell you guys, don't it music is a hard business, but don't give up, because shit can turn around in a heartbeat and you have no idea how fast it moves. It moves at lightning paces. So that's why I say be on top of your game. Always be social to people, and don't burn bridges. And for me, I can, because my bridges are almost closed. For hot dogs, Phil. Yeah. So yeah, that's there's a lot of people in business that can, the only thing that I don't like about like this guy, I even forget his name, that was talking about being corporate and then going into Nashville and changing his whole life around. Let me see what his name was again. Oh, I six and Paul Henning, the one that allegedly with the pedophile stuff. I said, can you talk about the affiliate island vacation? Who paid for it? Guitar Geek, 60 Cycle Hum, the pink shirts hanging out with dudes on the island. Why did you delete videos of the alleged girl student that was a minor? Did you flee the U.S. because it was around the same time? Was there an investigation? I'm not shy. I'll come out and ask you, because that was an issue. You know, I I'm not afraid to tell you. Yeah, I was arrested for drugs. I was set up by my old bodyguard. He didn't make it. He died at 42 years old. I'm still here, not in prison with a 50-year minimum mandatory sentence. Does money count? Fuck yeah, it does. Do people count to help you? Fuck yeah, it does. But at the same time, I don't like to use that kind of throw around weight in the music industry, like to step on other people. There's a lot of hardworking people in the music industry, right? A lot of hardworking guys that move to Nashville trying to make a name for themselves. When you come from the corporate world and you're able to buy your way in, no, 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 no. I have an issue with that because you didn't earn your way. You're buying your way in. Did I blow up bridges? No. I burnt one bridge. He was at Arista, and then Arista went under, and Atlantic bought them. That guy that was under me became very high up at Atlantic, and that's who bought me. And I had to deal with shit for a year. And what happened is I had enough of it. And I actually went into his office when there was a bunch of CEOs. I pissed in an ashtray and I shit on the I think it was a chair, his chair. And I told him, when you guys start writing number one fucking songs like me that pay your fucking Lamborghinis and all your fucking housing, then you tell me what to fucking do. Because you don't know jack shit about how writing a song. And this is the business of songwriting. And I'm one of the best at it. That was the only time I ever did that. Because I got to the point where enough was enough. Who's running Atlantic? It's owned by another company, kind of. Ahmed Ahmed is one of the big wigs who's been there for a while. I mean, I can be a dick once in a while, and but I try not to be. But a lot of people ask me, you know, what do you think? Today I was at Guitar Center and Jake was there, and he was telling me that they're going out for 2 or 3 weeks and they're doing like 11 shows in 3 weeks, and I'm like, one of the shows was at a fucking laundromat. I go, dude, why are you belittling yourself playing a fucking laundromat? Unless you're doing clothes during the show, what the fuck are you guys doing? That's not how you're gonna build a hype. You don't do that. But they don't listen, and it's my friend's band. What's up, Gene? Man, I got some old friends here. Gene, I've known Gene since I was a kid. Hayden, I've known for, I don't know, man. Dude, I've known you probably 15 years. Pawn Shop Mike, I've known probably 20, 25 years. It's great to have your friends come on here and hang out. And like Jamie and these guys, like and Scott and you know everybody that comes on here. You guys are awesome. You really are. Yeah. What's up, Michael? Oh, Jive. I remember them. Holy shit. You walked right into Atlantic Records and piano fate. Dude, that's what's hilarious to me. You know, like I've asked. So, I'll tell you guys a funny story with Beato. I forgot exactly how it went, but somebody was contacting me acting like they were from his camp. So I got a hold of his management company and sent them because I screenshot everything and I screenshot it. You were in Nashville? So I screenshotted it and I sent it to Rick and I go, he's acting like he's part of your group. You know, this guy was scamming people and taking money, acting like he was Rick. Not even a fucking thank you. Not even a thank you. And I've asked Rick and sent stuff to his, and I think his old drummer is his lawyer guy. Be out of Jive Records for like 7 years. Man, yeah, that's crazy. I forget about all the labels. Who was the other guy I talked to that I did, never thought? Do you remember a band called Kick Tracy? Kick Tracy. Do you guys remember them? Kick Tracy? I talked to one of the members yesterday. I was like, where are all these people coming from? But the but I was on. I'll tell you another funny story. I was on Music Is a Win. You guys all know who Music Is a Win, right? I was on his thing, and he did a video called "The Hardest John Mayer Song" or something. The John Mayer song that you can't play or something. And I said, I go, bro, John Mayer? I go, you can't play John Mayer's parts? So then I got a text, and it was him. But before I commented to him, I screenshot it, and I find out who his management company is. And I called them, and I go, can I send you something? I sent it, and they go, yeah, that's him. He's in London. He gets drunk at night, and then he goes on. He goes on YouTube and starts commenting. I was like, so it's really him? They go, yeah. I go, well, he's welcome to call me anytime. And then I told him who I was. What's up, Alan? Brazil. So I took this off, and I put this because you guys were asking about this one. Yeah, the billionaire thing. Uh, yeah, the Beato's band Billionaire. Yeah, I thought they sucked. I thought the songs were horrible. I thought the writing was horrible. I thought the solos were horrible, and I would have never signed them. There's no way they would have ever sold any of those records. What model Ibanez has a matted finish with the red to orange? I don't know. Little Van Halen guitar. FM. Not, oh no. This is my Kemper. That's a diesel head. A V. What do they call it? VH4? It's the third channel. There you go. Yeah, I went back to Kemper. So Hayden remembers I had bought Kemper. Actually, I think I bought it from you, the stage, and then I was with Fractal for a long time. He knows the whole story, and then I went back. Now I'm with Kemper. I got two Kempers. I got the rack behind me with a VHT power amp, so I could run into two cabs, and then I got the toaster underneath here in front of me, which is matter of fact. Here, oh wait, here let me load this back up for because I don't think Hayden's heard this. So I'll play you the songs I use the Kemper on. You'll get to hear the Kemper in song form. A lot of you guys have already heard this, but this is the Kemper right here. So that's the Kemper. Yeah, that don't have a power amp, but I have a power amp, a VHT Fry It. Oh my god, those things are so freaking good. Yeah, so that's the Kemper. I mean, I do a couple things to it. You know, when I record, I put the auto wah. So the two things that I do that I don't normally play with is I put an auto wah at 27%. That's where you hear that going in and out. And then I also I put a higher pitch, maybe 2 octaves up on the lead stuff, and that's maybe around 25%. Yeah, I got a toaster down here. Yeah, so I can cook my hot dogs, and then I got the rack back there. Hey, what's up, Jeff? So there's a lot of stuff in there, but I did order the Black Star Amped 3 because it's a 100-watt power amp, and it's only like this big, and it's got 3 channels. It's got reverb in there. It's got an effects loop, but you can run a line out and power a cab, which is interesting for fly dates because it's a lot smaller. I want to try that out. Yeah, it's great sound. Of course, once you mix it down, again, the song. A lot of people think the song are. That's all that is. And then you use a really tight gate. You take all the delay off when you know what I mean. What's up, Mechanic Jams? Yeah, yeah. And it's funny. I just found out that there's another page I never saw before that I accidentally hit when I was plugging in when I moved it down there, and it's like an overall global EQ where you can actually do your low cut, so it's on everything. And I was like, damn, I wish I knew that. Yeah, it has to be mixed down. So I like I'm going into a Soundcraft board with minus preamps into the Scarlett into the my iPhone. But when I record, it goes into a Tascam, and then from the Tascam, it goes into Pro Tools or Ableton Live. Oh, the rat stuff. Do I smoke? No. What's up, Stevie? Oh, Sasquatch, what's up, brother? I haven't seen you in a while. The rat stuff. You can hear a little noise. Roll the gate on. That's how easy it is to roll the gate on. See that? Now, of course, live I probably wouldn't use as much delay. Reverb will be off. Oh, you been on vacation? Nice. Yeah, there's like a bunch of stuff going on like behind the scenes. You know, a lot of people. I was wondering why you were doing those like kind of weird videos like the Fleetwood Mac and stuff. I was like, he's in the hospital or something because that's not his normal videos. Oh, the old Tascam. Yeah. So here's the other thing, and that a lot of people don't understand when you're recording. I've my Soundcraft board and my Tascam has they've been modded. I put all Midas preamps in everything I own for that kind of stuff. Oh, with the family, that's good, man. Well, here's the thing with that John Tora, and I did go on Jim's page. So, um, how many people's on here? In the 40s, right? So let's see. So I've been talking to Jim Gillette. I didn't think out of all the people in the world, I had no idea that I was going to end up talking to him. So I so this is Jim Gillette. You probably let me see if I could do the one without the phone number. It's a little small though. Let me see. So Jim Gillette from Nitro. I've been talking to him in the last day or two. This was from today. So he wanted to hear some original songs. So which was weird. But he praised the John Torra kid, and so did Jeff Scott Soto. But what happened is John Torra kid posted some live videos. He did a Sammy Hagar, There's Only One Way to Rock, and something else, and he's playing guitar in there. And somebody, I forget the story, but it's Jizzy Pearl accused him of using AI. And I'm going to say it's very possible because he is using pitch correction. That I know for a fact because after watching the live videos, he's very pitchy. Very pitchy. And I was like, I even commented to him and I said, dude, you should not post that. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. Let's see. YouTube. Let's go on YouTube. We don't want studio, but let me see. How do I go into YouTube? Can I go in there? Let's see. Let me just do YouTube. Start page. How do I get on there? When I go, I'm clicking the wrong thing. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. So he did 3 songs in that one, but let me see. And I realize that I've seen it before. There's Only One Way to Rock. He did that, but let me show you the other one. I've seen him before, and I was like, he's pretty good. But then it was Zeppelin. Even the playing's pitchy out of key. That's out of key. That's flat. That's flat. That's flat. So here's the thing. When you have a guy like me that can hear notes, even though I'm not a singer, but I have a really good pitch, and you post something like that, you wouldn't get the audition. That was horrible. Yeah, that's not good. And you should never sing it in falsetto. You should sing it in your regular voice, especially Zeppelin. You don't have to scream all the time like that. That is not good. And the other part of that not being good is he's a young man. If you're doing 3 or 4 shows a week, after 3 years, you're going to end up with nodes. That's not good. Yeah, that was annoying as fuck, and it was real pitchy. I'd rather hear someone sing it octaves low. It's been a long time since I rock and roll. I'd rather hear someone like talk sing it in a lower key. I mean, that was horrible. And the Sammy Hagar is just as bad. There's Only One Way to Rock. I was like, Jesus. I said to him, I wouldn't have posted that. Yeah, it's not good. And so I've seen his regular videos where he's doing the Quiet Riot and it's pitch perfect. So I know he's using pitch correction, but he could actually put his song into a mix down in AI and have it come out perfect. You want the audition? Anyone can. John, you probably could scream better than that. Like I just the thought of that fucking cringes me. Like it's a rock and roll. Like man, that just that's not singing. It's screaming. And then I think of Plant when he's singing that high. It's been a long time since a rock and roll. It's not. It's even though he would use his falsetto or his chest voice, it's still in a lower octave, and it fits better. He's just a young kid, and I don't know. I I I wouldn't hire him. I wouldn't hire him for a fucking cover band, to be honest with you. Like if I was doing Bike Week and you sang like that, I'd fire you right after the show. And some of the guys that have played with me know that I will do that. My last show in Bike Week, I fired the singer and fired the drummer. I'm like, no, nope. And it was better than most, but I was like, no, I'm not doing that no more. Oh yeah, dude, I was on there. Yeah, you were on there, mechanic. Dude, I don't. I understand the liability of the gun thing, but they should have a lockbox so that when you get stuck somewhere and you need to protect your life, that you punch a code in at a certain time and you can get that gun out. You know who can sing all that Quiet Riot stuff perfectly fine is Mark Huff, the guy that replaced Kevin. He had the brain surgery. I know Mark very well. He's fucking fine now. He can remember everything. They fired him while I was in the hospital. He's still bitter about that, but with Frankie gone, Mark is a great singer even today. Like the Sammy Hagar, you can look up Mark Huff doing Sammy Hagar. It's pitch perfect. Yeah, it was brutal. You know, like that's why I said like if Stephen Piercy called me, he's a great guy. He's a good person. He's not that 25-year-old guy no more. His voice is not what it used to be. I'm not going to go out there and just try to make money off of something like that. $500 a show. Nah, that's embarrassing to me. I'm just not going to do it. That's why it's taking a little long for me to do the things that I want to do with the War Pigs and stuff. I got my old singer Joey, and I got a lot of singers I'm talking to, like Russell Allen. If Russell Allen from Symphony X calls, fuck yeah, that motherfucker can sing. I heard Jim Gillette sing like 8 years ago. I don't know if he could still sing, but uh, you know, but Paul Shortino's not singing like he used to, but he still sings good. You know what I mean? Don Dokken, nope. David Lee Roth, nope. I would not do those tours. You couldn't pay me $1 million a show to do those tours. A lot of people would, but I don't want to go out there and sound bad. I don't care if they're legends or not. That's like when I play with Dave. Dave is fucking an incredible bass player, and he still has that magic, man. He does. Like when he started shredding on the bass, I was like, Jesus, he can still fucking tear it up. Yeah, Vince Neil's done too. I just watched a video of him. He's singing the tracks. He's lip syncing because I could see that it wasn't syncing up. He's close and he's doing better, but he's still, you know. But again, Kiss was too. Kiss sounded amazing live. And when it sounds too good live, it's usually like I said, if it's something that sounds too good, it probably is. It's not real. If the deal sounds like it's one of the Harley Bentons for $150 and they're magical and play just as good as a Les Paul, no, that's a lie. It's all bullshit. Hey, what's up, Gigi? I don't like the idea of lying to people. What's up, Mister? Can I say it, Vinny? Mister, I'll call you Mister Professor Vinny. Oh, you're working in the garage, playing in the background. I love you, brother. Stay safe. So Vinny, he was a head instructor at American Top Team. He's got his own thing, but he knows Doc. He's met Doc before from Sabotage. Yeah, Taylor Swift is it's all she can sing pretty decent and stuff, but she's again, that was a big, you know, Scott came from DreamWorks. Her father gave Scott $100 million to start the label, and a part of the deal was to sign his daughter. Now the son is in Hollywood, worth $100 million as well, producing. What the fuck's he doing? I have no idea. Yeah, time. I said that to someone the other day. I said, "You remember how time used to be your friend?" I said, "When you get my age, time is not your friend no more, and you don't have a lot of it anymore." The Schecter? No, that's not new. That's a Schecter. So these two are the same company. But I did buy another guitar today. It's coming. I bought an for the War Pigs. I bought an all black Charvel. It's got two singles, a humbucker with the Floyd. It's all blacked out, and then I bought the that Black Star Amp 3 for fly dates to try that. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot that goes into that stuff with the Taylor Swift shows. Yeah, and I played the this is the PV that everybody wanted to see, so I had this. It's the what do they call it? NOS HP PV. I think they made 400 of these. I mean, it sounds great. What's up, Strawman? Hap- Every day's a happy new. They, you know, it was funny when I was leaving. They said we'll see you in 4 hours. I was like, fuck off. Yeah, yeah. The Charvel guitars. I don't care if they're owned by Fender now, made in Mexico. Everyone's buying them up. But I mean, it's the same thing with the EV8 stuff with the PV Wolfgangs. I mean, I'm not gonna pay $2,000 for a special, but were they? I mean, you could buy the specials for 800 bucks when he was alive. Nobody wanted them, but they're still one of the best guitars he ever made. No, I switched to the real the pointy ones because of my fingers. You get a Swifty kit, a Swifty kit. Maybe dude, you just gave me a great idea, mechanic. Maybe I'll dress up as Taylor Swift this Halloween. Embarrass my kid. Yeah, I mean the PV Wolfgangs were great, phenomenal guitars. I just think PV makes really quality stuff. No, I just showed video of John singing live. It was horrible. You can go back. What did you guys think of the video I just showed of John live? Did you guys think it was horrible? I thought it was horrible. It's pitchy all over the place. Yeah, see, dude, yes, it was really bad, Gigi. You go look at if you go on his channel, go look. It was pretty bad. I don't know why he did that. I wouldn't have put those live videos up there like that. He's caught. I know why he did it. He's caught up in the moment. Jeff Scott Soto, Jim Gillette, all those guys are praising him. But and Jizzy Pearl came out on I forget the Metal Guru who I've talked to. He said that he was using AI. I don't know if it was that. Yeah, it was horrible. Not good. Yeah, see all the comments. He's a nice guy, but he I that that lie stuff was very bad. Did you see the live videos, the Sammy Hagar live and the Led Zeppelin stuff? It's been a long time since rock and roll. He's screaming it like 2 octaves above that. And it's real pitchy. It's out of key. He's hitting a lot of flat notes, a lot of pitchy stuff. Like I would never hire him for my band. But I wish him the best of luck, and I hope he could get his shit together. Because he can sing. I've heard him sing, but I hope that he's not bullshitting people. You know what I mean? I hope he's not using pitch correction and this and that. But, a lot of these guys are. Fuck it, I'll say it. Jeff Scott Soto uses pitch correction because he hits a lot of bad notes. Jeff Scott Soto. How do I know? Because I know he uses the biggest TC Helicon board, vocal board that you can get. The big, bad $3,000 one. But Scott's a great guy. You know what I mean? And he used to be a great singer. I just saw another thing with Graham Bonnet talking about how Ingve was trying to kill him. Did you guys see that? Where he was strangling him at the show? I was like, what? Ingve had his hands around it. I don't know if I believe. Graham's a little out there. Graham Bonnet. Man, I don't know. You gotta get cleaned up. Shave. Don't you get? Are you manscaping or cleaning up to go out to dinner? What are you doing, mechanic? The the Kemper, the sustain. Well, when I run with the power amp, it's different. But like so, I run two noise gates on there. I run one in the loop and I use the one that's on the front. So I use a little bit of each, so it's not a hard gate off of either one. Yeah, he's a good singer. Jeff Scott can sing, but as he got older, he needs pitch correction. Because when he's singing with Beeler with the Saigon Kick stuff, he's using that big TC Helicon vocal board, and Jason's plugged into it. Dude, that's funny you say that because I watched it was a documentary and I forgot who it was on, but he auditioned for the Ramones and he gave his bass to, was it the bass or guitar? I think it was a bass player. Gave his bass to the guitar tech and he purposely tuned it out of key so that his buddy could get the gig. That's fucked up. That shit happens all the time. Doug, yeah, Dougie's a sweetheart. I love Doug. The two most guys that I probably have hung out with, the first part of my life was Chris from Sabotage, and then Dougie and Chris Rizzola from Steelheart and Doug. Because they were around here a lot. Those two guys are some of the nicest guys ever. Doug is a sweetheart of a guy, and my heart goes out to Chris. I don't know if you guys know, but he had a stroke years ago. With and it's weird because his name is Chris, and then Chris Rizzola, and then Chris Aliva. Sammy's out of Finland. No, Key St. John. Well, I have a friend. Let me see. What did I do with it? Oh, I threw it over there. Let me see on Facebook. Let me show you. Mr. Kathy. So there's a bunch of people in this area, and I'm friends with a couple. You know, let me show you. Let's see. I'll show you his band, and I'll show you him live. Let's see. How do I get to messages? So his name is Roy Cathy. I don't know if you guys know him. I told him if he wants the Quiet Riot thing to call me and I'll get him the audition. Let me see. He's active now. Let me see if I can get on there. Let me see if I can get the volume up for you guys. Wait, am I backwards? Want no pictures? Let me see if I can find a video of him. He has a Boston tribute band. Let's see. Let me see if I can find a live video of him. He's from Cold Sweat. You remember Roy and Kathy? Yeah, I got the spring put in, brother. Is he singing here? No. Looks like he's singing. So you got videos? Let me see. Reels. Can I get it to move? It's hard to hear, but if you go on Roy's page, Roy Cathy, he lives in Florida. He's what? Why is it playing now? He's a friend of mine, so he wanted the Quiet Riot audition. So I'm waiting for him to call. Yeah, I put the spring in and I resoldered that, and I had to readjust everything in there. Oh yeah, he got Randy the audition. Cold Sweat, Mark Ferrari, yeah. So Roy Cathy, he lives down here in Florida by me. He's a nice guy too. He's got a Boston tribute band that's fucking unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Because I asked him if he wanted to do the War Pigs with me, and he's like, "Dude, I would, but I'm so busy." And then a lot of people were telling him to go for the Quiet Riot thing, and I said, "Bro, they don't pay much. They may pay you more, like they're paying Rudy for a draw." I go, if you really want the gig, just call me, and I'll give you a direct number to the band. Oh, he's way better than Tora. Fuck yeah. I mean, and he's not using pitch correction. Roy, he can sing. He can sing still today, which is, he's a little bit older now, but he can still sing his ass off. And he's a great guy. I have nothing bad to say about him. He's a great person. You're Satriani? Yeah, Cold Sweat. Yeah, and then I talked to Jim Gillette from Nitro today, and then I sent him some of the originals. He was interested in that. And then I talked to do you remember Kick Tracy? They weren't a popular band, but I was friends with them too. There was another band, two out of Ohio called Paris. I was friends with those guys. I'm trying to remember some of the older, like the older days of the bands. Oh yeah, he. I'm kind of shocked that somebody doesn't call him from, you know, one of those Boston bands. I know there's two of them out there, but he does it exact. Like it gives you goosebumps. If you yeah, Kick Tracy. If you go on his page, Roy Cathy, there's video of him with the Boston thing in there. I was like, holy shit, bro, you can still sing like that. He's like, hell yeah. Mitch Malloy can still sing his ass off too. You know, Mitch, me and him are friendly, but me, my health sucks, but it is what it is. I don't have as many problems as some of the people. You know what I mean? I try to push through it, whatever it is. You guys inspire me, so I try to inspire you and push back on. You can't let life get you down. You can't let it beat you. You don't let life navigate you. You navigate life. You got to be in command of where you're going and what you're doing. You can't just get in a car and drive to wherever without a path. You control your path. You decide where you're going to drive. Just don't end up in a bad neighborhood. Or a guitar center like me every fucking 10 minutes. Yeah, Wild Boys. Yeah, I remember them too. He's doing something, but I just talked to him. I if I he let me see if he actually let me see if he answered back. He's like, I'm building my castle, dude. You gotta go on my page and check it out. I'm like, castle? I go, I need to see that. What do you mean a castle? He's like, I'm building a castle. He's funny. I like Jim. Let me see. Where's messages? How do I make that bigger? He was active. How do I get in there? Restore. It's a message you're missing. How do I? What? I don't know how to get back in there. I don't know why that did that. Let me see. I could show you through other messages. So I was talking to him. He was talking about building a castle, and then he said, "Send me some pictures." Oh, here's what I bought. This is that amp thing. That's that Black Star. I'm interested in hearing how that sounds. Huh. Oh, here's where I told him I wouldn't post that. Okay, here's John Tora. That's on his page, just so you guys could see. I said I wouldn't post that. I was nice about it, but I also don't want to see him ruin his chances. You know what I mean? Because if it was a fluke and he had an off night, but you don't really want the guys in the band to see that. You know what I mean? Oh, Kingdom Come. No, I never met them. Yeah, Jim still can sing. He can still sing his ass off too. I don't know what this castle thing is. I'm gonna have to call him tomorrow because yeah. And so like he says it sounds fun, but I'm building my castle right now. So there is a possibility, like if he hears, If he hears the original, he goes, "Dude, I'd love to go out with you guys and do some of these originals as well." That'll be a huge draw. You're talking Jim Gillette from Nitro, Dave the Beast Spitz from Sabbath, and Patrick from Malmsteen. Holy fuck! Then they're gonna fire me and get fucking. Who can they get? They could get who's Paul Gilbert. They'll get Paul Gilbert. Yeah, he was just singing way. Robert Plant didn't sing it like that. But when you're singing like, it's almost like he was trying to sing out of his range. But you could do like a chest voice. It's been a long time since a rock and roll. You don't have to be. It's been a long time. You don't have to sound like fucking Mickey Mouse. Oh really? Oh yeah, yeah. Paul was here. I had dinner with him. And what's his name was with him. I said I'm not coming to the show. Who's the other guitar player that was playing with Paul Gilbert? The blues guy, the big guy. Koch. Uh, Craig Koch. No, pass on in Wellington no more. But he seems to knock off that Fender stuff, so he must have got the message. He's not saying anything bad anymore. I've known Paul since since GIT. We still talk here and there. I don't try to. Yeah, Greg did that Fender thing, and I bitched at Paul, and Paul had to talk with him because it was bad for ticket sales, and then Greg stopped with that whole Fender shit and started playing all his Fenders. So good for him. Put on his big boy pants and got out of this shit that he had nothing to be in. It's like I could care less what Fender does as far as legally. That has no bearing on me whatsoever. I could give two shits if Fender wants to sue my neighbor. What the fuck do I care who they're suing? I really don't give a shit. As long as they keep making these fucking Jacksons and Charvels, I'm fucking good. You know what I mean? And here's what a lot of people don't understand. Oh, Fender are hurting themselves. No, America's GPD, our buying power in the world is the biggest out of any country. We are the one of the wealthiest countries for buying power in the world. We buy 40% of the world's growth. That's how much we buy. Fender's an American company, and everybody wants Fender. Fender ain't going nowhere. Why? Because the American people say so. It's just, because someone said, "Oh no," someone said, "Nah, mate," because I was on Jonathan Nathan Corda, and somebody said, "Nah, America's falling apart." So I gave them all the facts. I go, "You might want to rethink about what you think, bro." I mean, we got our own fucking problems here, no doubt. We have a lot of problems here, but the wealth of money that's in this country is sickening, and they're not going to let anything happen. When you have 17 like fucking billionaires move into your fucking city over a year, uh, nothing's going to happen around me. You know what I mean? They're not going to let it because they're the deep state. They're the dark side. They're the deep state. They're it's not going to happen. If anything, it Fender's going to be more popular. Who knows? Fender's playing everybody. Fender's suing Thoman now. Well, they're suing Thoman for questioning the ruling. It's not over the cease and desist yet. It's over them putting their 2 cents in to mess with a judge. They're just trying to get that to stand. That's all. But the stuff like with Yamaha and stuff, I could give two shits less. Yamaha hasn't made a great fucking guitar in years. Now the Rev is pretty cool, but I don't see a lot of guys playing it. It's a nice guitar, but no one's playing it. So like, I really don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I it's not my business. What Fender does as a business is not my business. It's not my company. I could care less. Do I think if they went bankrupt that they wouldn't restructure? Of course they'd restructure. They're 33% of the world industry in sales. Now what I can tell you is Thomann sells 10,000 Strat copies. There's 10,000 Strat copies on their site. Not that they sell 10,000 a day. They sell 10,000 different Strat copies. 10,000 different Strat copies. Holy fuck. Really? Do we need that? That's like having 10,000 Eric Johnsons. Do we really fucking need that? 10,000 Tom Teabags. No, thank you. One is enough. Yeah, it's good publicity for them. Blackstone, yeah, maybe. It's kind of like everybody was talking, the Chinese own Marshall now, but they're not making it out of the Chinese factory because the Marshall factories are still in place. Yeah, well, that's the thing. The idea of having unique guitars is one thing, but copying the exact pick guard, the fucking three pick configuration, the same toggle. You know what I mean? Jesus. And that's why it was supposed to go in the public domain so that people can innovate and make it better. Is Ingve still eating all that cake? No comment. Oh man, he's doing a lot of white cake lately. No, he likes to ski a lot. He likes the white alpine cake, the butter. Yeah, they could. Yeah, Yamaha could care less. The Pacifica is not a hot seller for them. They just don't give a shit. That's not true either. He gets a percentage of the ticket sale, but that's why Paul got mad because they sell tickets. They get a percentage. Yeah, some of the it's not all their amps are being built in the UK, but a lot of them, the upper end ones. Oh, you didn't go see him? He played down the street. I I I like him. He just shouldn't have opened his mouth. Like I will never ever get on a stage and talk politics or feelings about Volvos. I don't know. I just it's all about music for me. I would be at like on a stage. Are you guys having a fucking good time? What do you want? You know what I mean? It's all about making the people feel like they're a part of you, not trying to get them on your side as politics or woke or whatever it is that whatever somebody likes. I don't like you for who you are. I like you for the music you wrote or supposedly wrote that I love, and that's all I come for is the music that you guys played on a record, and that's all I care about. Having a good time, taking my fucking issues away from me. Sometimes I don't feel good. I want to go have fun and not listen to the bullshit. Yeah, he's about 6'3", 6'4", 6'3" and 3/4 with his boots on. Yeah, I that's why and that's why, like, when you go on now and you watch all these shillers like the Jonathan Nathan Corda, I really didn't want to make this video, but, well, here you are again with your 100th video on Fender. When are you going to shut the fuck up? It doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect your income. It doesn't affect your gig. It doesn't affect your mom, but it affects your fucking clicks. Maybe, how about just maybe, you go find some real content. You know what I mean? And that's why I love this channel. We talk about anything. Lynch? George? Has George talked political? I've never heard him talk political. Pisses, not passes? Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, so I've done a whole thing on this. If you talk, even if you do reviews, the more positive your review is, the better it is for your algorithm. Hence, why people don't do what I do. YouTube hates me. They don't like me. But the channel keeps growing, and it's hard for them to stop it because they don't want somebody like me upsetting those social media guys who are getting advertising money for YouTube and doing this, and they're getting money for these companies who are paying YouTube and paying, like, so even AT&T indirectly pays YouTubers indirectly. Did you guys know that? There's all kinds of stuff that goes into this. Yeah, I never heard George talk politics. I mean, maybe he did on an interview or something. I don't know, but he's like, every time I see George or hang out with George, George isn't really talkative, to be honest with you, and he's got no sense of humor. Once in a while, he's funny. Like, I don't know. George is just George. George is not Terry. Terry doesn't talk politics. XYZ. Terry's funny as fuck. I love Terry. Same thing. Dave, Patrick. Like, we don't talk politics to each other because we just don't care. Nothing we can do about it. You know what I mean? You just pretend to vote and go your merry way. Hopefully something fucking changes. Nothing changes for me. I'll be at Guitar Center tomorrow. Oh boy. As long as I have a bricks and mortar guitar shop I can go to, I'm fucking good. As long as there's a place I can play, I'm good. And if there isn't, I'll play in the fucking street. I'll go get a permit. Have you ever by faith trusted the huh? The shed blood of Christ to save you? I don't understand the question. Have you ever by faith? Can you explain that better? Whew, sorry. I've been busy today. What did I do today? What did I do today? I did dishes. You want to hear my day? You guys want to hear what my day's actually like? You want to hear I slept till about 9:30. Got up, the kid was still sleeping. Took the dishes out of the dishwasher, put a new load in, started that. Went to Guitar Center, traded in some guitars, bought some more gear. Came back, marinated my ribs, put them in the oven, 250 degrees for 2.5 hours, then threw them on the grill. And then my live stream after I took a shower. Anything else? No. Oh, I got gas. That's my typical day. Me either, man. Yeah, if I like you, I like you. I don't care. Again, whatever you do in your life is your decision. You have to deal with the consequence behind what you do. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. Say it's you did something bad, but you did something bad a long time ago, and you know that deep down inside what you did was wrong, but now you're not that person. That's none of my business. That's all on you. You whether you paid for it on this earth or you pay for it somewhere else, that has no bearing on me. I don't bear your cross. I don't bear your consequence. Whatever you decide to do is up to you. You know what I mean? I like you. If you're a good person and you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. Now, if you're like a pedophile hanging out at schools, that's a whole different story. You know what I mean? But like, if you made a mistake in your life and you paid for it, I get no animosity or anything to say. That's all on you. I have too much in my own life of things that I have done that I have to write. I have to write and live with some of the stuff that I've done through my whole life. You know, I've done some bad things and I've had to learn the hard way as well. Rat and roll. That's a good point, Stevie. We all have our own relationships with whoever. Please keep it to yourself. Yes, I agree. What is the color shift of the guitar? The Ibanez? It's like a purple. I think they call it a purple neon. This one, right? That is a. I just bought that. That's a RG 550 Genesis purple neon. It's crazy looking, right? Why is Tora darling lately? He needs to lay off the donuts. Get on the treadmill. Well, that's another good point. You know, if he's gonna do all those shows, he's gonna have to get in better shape. I'm I'm 225 at 6 foot. I shrunk a little because of my spine. When I was on the road touring, I was 160 to 165 pounds at about 6'1". Skinny as a rail. Yeah, I made ribs. He is asking if you believe that the death of Christ was enough. Hmm, that's not for me to say. That's what he's asking, tennis nuts? I can't answer that. I'm not in the position to answer that. The only person that probably knows that, if you believe in Christ, is Christ himself. I can't answer for anybody else, not even for Christ. You got a yellow Genesis 550? Oh, nice. That would have been my second choice though, the desert yellow. That's badass. Yeah, he's got that micro guitar. That's funny as shit. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. It's one. You're right, Stevie. It's one of those questions that can never be answered because none of us as humans are in the position to. Low and slow. Do you wrap your ribs? No. I put him in the center, and I put him at 240 degrees for about 2.5 hours, and then I take them out and uh, hit the grill with them for about maybe 3 or 4 minutes. The Texas cheat? No, I don't wrap them. But on the grill you got to constantly flip them because the amount of grease that comes off of those, it's like a fire 5 feet off of the grill. What's up, mechanic? What do I do with my other? Might be time for the other stuff. Let me get it. My worst vice in life now. I know pawn shop, but I did yawn. I'm not Yanni, I'm Yanni. I'm not Yanni, I'm Yanni. What's up, Tony? The Warren DeMartini signature pickup? Oh, yeah. Oh, Mini Kiss? Yeah, I've seen them too. They're that's funny. Tennis Nuts does know a lot about certain things. Yeah, Monster is one of the few things that there. I love shrimp fried rice. I've laid off the ice cream because I'm diabetic and my A1C is around 7. They want it below 6, so I'm close. But I can't exercise, so that's a problem. But they added glimbuteride, a small dose. But I'm not gonna stop eating shrimp fried rice. You know what I mean? And I should probably take this out too. Let's see. What could we plug into? We could plug into Joe Charvel. I call it Joe Charvel. Let's see. We'll play. A mini Lynch. Could you imagine a mini Lynch? Monster. Yeah, I don't think the monsters affect me anymore. I just like the taste of it now. Yes, I don't eat the lionfish, but that's a big thing down here. They have restaurants that's like they have a lion restaurant. Yeah, I have quite a few Charbels. Let's see. One, two, three. There's 3 here, and I just bought a black one. Mini Halen. Could you imagine a mini David Lee Roth? How you all doing tonight? Yeah, with that 80s skunk. That. Oh my god, that's hilarious. When you do your licks, which licks? The string skipping stuff? It depends what you're asking me. This stuff? That? Is it a certain lick you're trying to figure out? 1324. 1 3. It depends what it is. But like I do a lot of string skip in my stuff. Stuff like that. So that's like a pentatonic thing with string skipping. But like this is that's 1 2 4 on 3 5 7, and then I jump a string and go backwards. So it's gonna be same thing 1 2 4, but pulled off on the D string. Then I go back to the string 5 that I skipped. Skip it again 1 2 4. Go back to the string I skipped. Just depends where I'm at. It depends. It depends what I play. I play a lot. I show most of the stuff that I do in G major because I started in G major and I don't want to play a whole bunch of different keys and confuse people. Which is, and the natural tuning, open tuning is E minor. So when you just open strum all your, it's an E pentatonic scale. Man, that's a great fucking question. No, I I never thought I would see so many bands, especially the bands that should stop playing that there's no original members, like Blackfoot. That's not Blackfoot. They shouldn't even be allowed to use the name. And the reason why, even though it's sanctioned by them, it's kind of like Whitesnake. Who's any of the original members in Whitesnake? Nobody. I don't think Whitesnake as an entity should exist unless there's an original member in there, like David Coverdale. If Because it's just one of those things. You know what I mean? So and then you can do that same pattern without the string skipping. By the way, just so you guys know, I don't use. I sometimes can show it. So if you just play in scales, so it's forwards and backwards, and then slide up one. So you're playing forwards and backwards at the same time without skipping the string. So if you go here, it's a weird flowing kind of sound. It's not a normal kind of scale sound. So I do a lot of stuff different. You're welcome. Your dogs are spoiled rotten. Yeah. Now, if they've been on records with original members, like Dave Spitz's not an original member, but he did 2 or 3 albums with Sabbath. You know what I mean? Old gravel videos. Oh, the old good times, bad times. What's funny about those songs is I don't know any of them. He would call out the chords, and then he would say Chris solo. I just filled in for him, but I told him stand to the on my left side so that I can see you. That's why I was constantly looking left. So if you watch those songs, there was no rehearsals, no nothing. I just went out and faked it. But I mean, I've heard good times, bad times so long that so many times, like the solo that it's kind of like even like the the you just can hear it. Oh, without Bill Ward, yeah. I'm trying to. There's some school stuff coming up as well, so I gotta, cause my kid's 11, and it's right around the same time that they're getting ready to go back to school. Because I'm supposed to go up there and see Doc from Sabotage, and then my buddy Pawn Shop Mike, and then my buddy Vincent. So it's like an all around trip in that area. Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina area. So I'm gonna try to go up there. No, I grew up with Phil Varone, the drummer, and Jason Beeler and me were best friends when we were kids. But I grew up with Jason. He was always at my house. I was at his house. 2013. All right, Strumman. Always a pleasure, brother. Yeah. I and that was hard to watch because my buddy Eric, he was the personal assistant with Jack Russell. And then when that split happened, he ended up getting he he kind of manages Brett Carlisle, who is from AON, who he got into Great White, and he's in you know the real Great White with that's a shame that happened. Line Six Spider, depends. You know which Line Six I really liked? I liked the Bogner Line Six. What was that called? The Bogner Line Six. I can't remember the name of that. I did like that. You finally joined, huh, Michael? You figured it out, brother? Don't ask me to play Overcome. I don't remember it. Big Mike. Yeah, Mark Kendall's son lives down the street from me. Alchemist. No, it wasn't that one. It was the the tube one that you could see into it. What was that called? Damn. I got the heads in my storage. I got two of them. I can't remember. You're the man. Not really. I'm just a regular dude. I'm a dude, man. I'm a regular dude. Big Mike used to run some of the biggest fucking bars. I'll tell you, Home Run in Lantana was one of the biggest bars I've ever seen. They had a stage that would rival a stadium. You want to hear a funny story with me and Mike? Mike, can I tell a funny story about the fog machines? Do you remember when the fucking fog machine fucking got stuck on it? I smoked out the whole fucking place. What was it, like 500 people running outside? Oh, it's called a spider valve, wasn't it? The Line 6 Bogner spider valve. Wasn't it called that? Oh, yeah. In 88? Now, Scotty's been playing with bass with them for a long time. I don't know how long he's been with them. So I'll tell you a funny story about Great White. I went to go see them in Dania, and I walked in, and Brett was in there. I said hi to Brett and gave him a hug and everything, and then I was talking to Audie and well, let's just say Audie, and Scotty was talking the bass player for them. He's been with them for a long time, and he was talking, and he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and then he's like, Chris, and I go, I said, dude, I know you. He goes, yeah, I know you too. He goes, but where? And then I go, Geo. He goes, oh, that's right, you used to hang out with Geo. So I even knew Scotty, but I didn't know him. It was the shit. Dude, I could. That was one of the funniest things. So you guys asked about stuff that happens on stage. You remember the smoke deal? I had a fog machine that got stuck on and I couldn't shut it off, so I had to unplug it while I was playing. I had to find it because I couldn't see on the stage. But that shit looked cool as fuck, didn't it? With all those lights going off, didn't it, Michael? That shit was fucking lasers going off in that motherfucker. That shit was lit up like. When I went outside, I could see the smoke was going outside. I could see all the lights going off. Oh my god, we had brought so many lights. Jesus. Oh, you were gonna make a great white chip. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've fallen off the stage. I've gotten electrocuted. I got electrocuted at Madison Square Garden. Because by the stage, they have these rails, and I leaned over, and I was going to high five somebody. And when I grabbed the rail, I got shocked. My hand went numb. I fell off the stage at a place in New York called the Limelight. Yeah, Albert was pissed. It depends on who you get at Guitar Center. You you have to go in and talk to somebody and because there is a curriculum. You're better off going to a mom and pop shop, to be honest. But I mean, there's so much shit on YouTube now. Yeah, no worries, Sam. Shock me. It's a long way to the top. Yeah, always do research, man. Especially if you have a kid or a minor, you know, because you have to remember something. Even if you're a school teacher, you have to be fingerprinted by the FBI. And look at these fucking teachers and some of them what they were doing with having sex with students. You got to be very careful. You really do. Research, 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 research. Oh, Cinderella singer? Yeah, he's been touring. Tom Kiefer. Yeah, I that was another thing. S- some of the stages were actually concrete, like made of concrete, like a shell. And when you put the mic down without the carpets, you had to start rolling carpets and bringing carpet. This was the old days. I don't even know if that even exists anymore. I haven't toured. The last tour, I retired in '97, so probably '95 was my last tour. But there was all kinds of fucked up things that happened, and there was the to be honest, a lot of the stuff back then in the 80s was subpar on electricity in the boxes, and a lot of work went on that wasn't licensed, and lots of fixes. There was a lot of bullshit. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, Jeff LeBar. He was hot as demons. Great guitar player. Yeah, you're supposed to put tape down so that you have marking spots, for pyrotechnics and for the edges and where you can go to. You know, I I always told them to. So I would tell them to tape lines from bigger to smaller, so that I knew that on the bigger side I was safe, and that it would go into like a small, so it would tell me that it's getting smaller over there. White Lion, Vito, he just quit. He owned everything. He didn't care. The labels were shitty to him. Everything. He just left. Said he had a hand injury and left. Opened a restaurant, auto shop. Took care of his uncle, father. I don't know. He can still play. I don't know if he has. You know, I swore I would never play again after I didn't pick up the guitar. And then I ended up at fucking home run with like 8 cabinets. I'll never forget the sound guy. Was it Scotty? He was. What the fuck? Yeah, he just got tired. The labels aren't nice. Yeah, he owned like a restaurant, an auto place, or a hotel or something. He made a lot of money off of the White Lion stuff, but he just didn't want to tour no more. He thought it was bullshit dealing with the people. More power to him because that's what happened to me. I left. 97, I walked out of the last expose record and swore I'd never return. Didn't pick up a guitar for 12, 13 years. I just had enough. It gets to you because a lot of people think it is fun. Don't get me wrong. Playing out is a lot of fun. Going out, drinking, hitting the strip bars, doing this, all the girls, the drugs, the big shows, the limos, the fancy hotels. That's all great. But after a while, that shit wears off and it's just not fun no more. Because you're searching for something. You actually end up kind of empty. His family had a deli in Brooklyn. Yeah, I thought it was a restaurant, but I think you're right. I think it was a deli. Yeah, the problem is, everybody wants it, and then when they get there, they're like, "That's not what I want." That's why I like being able to do what I can do on my own terms. You know what I mean? Like I can go out and play with people that I know. I can sit in here. If they want me to record something, I do it from here. I don't need to go into a studio. I get better equipment than a $5 million studio. I can make things sound better than they can. I can sit right here, record, and send them a track. Yeah, Cinderella was misunderstood. They were just like a great rock band. They weren't like a hair band. They were like an Aerosmith, like a bluesy rock band. All the glitters ain't gold. You got that right, buddy. And then that's the other part. You come off the road and you think you're gonna relax, and then you got like family members bugging you, fucking people, friends bugging you. It became more of a hassle, and then you're like, I wish I was back out on the road, drinking, doing drugs. It's you try to get away from one thing, and then you want to get away from all of your family and your friends' problems, and so you go back out on the road, or you find something like that to go do. Like I said, my sister lives 10 minutes from me. I haven't talked to her in over 10 years. It's sad, actually, but you get a lot of family members that are jealous of you. And you're like, well, you were out partying while I was sitting home fucking learning guitar. Yeah, he had some vocal issues too. Tom Kiefer. Yeah, and that's the other part, and then you have friends like the guy that set me up that I got arrested for. I grew up with him since I was a kid. He was designated driver when we would go out. I paid him well. He became my bodyguard when I got signed and went out on the road. We worked out together. We partied together. And then he set me up. He died at 42, 52, 62. So almost 20 years ago. About 20 years ago. Some more 80s pictures. They're around somewhere. The biggest problem with the 80s pictures is the internet and Facebook wasn't around. So I get a like my closet up here. You can't see it, but it's probably the top of it is 3 feet high. It's like a two like a double closet, but it's old like wood sliders. In there is probably that's going to be 6 foot by 3 9. That there's probably, if I were to guess, there's probably a million pictures up there. Yeah, a lot of those guys lose their voices because they get caught up in the shows and the money and the fame and the being in the limelight, but they don't understand that the voice is a muscle. It's like working out and never getting a chance for it to heal so you can recoup. Bring back the 80s, please. I wish, brother. Boy, if I knew now. To be honest, again, I got very, very lucky. It's a fluke. It's like getting hit by lightning. The chance of it, probably 5 million to one, like a story like mine. But all the hardships and the drugs, the overdoses and everything and all that and the rest, I wouldn't change a thing. Made me who I am, and I'm content with that. Once around's a good jam. Today, what would your guitar and back? Say that again. You're bringing him back, Gigi. Good for you. You're 19. I support you 100%. It's your time to bring it back. I hope I just can influence you to bring it back and not quit. Never give up. You only get one life and one life full of dreams. Fucking live it to the max. And when they tell you no, you're not good enough, you push back harder. Oh, you seen the video? Yeah, the 80s was more like an attitude to me. It had a sound, but it was about it was more of an attitude, like they just didn't give a shit attitude. It was almost like the punk rock stuff carrying into the Pretty Boy hair band stuff. It was almost like the same attitude but a little more detailed. My number one go-to guitar and backup guitar. Hmm. My number one go-to guitar. In here, probably my white Les Paul is my number one. My number two backup guitar, my white Les Paul. There is no substitution for that. If I were back on tour, what would go on tour? Shitty guitars. I never took nice guitars on tour. The reason why is because I've had stuff stolen out of secured places. Yeah, that was the attitude. They just didn't care. I, I. That's what I liked was the aggressive. It was like Pantera to me. There, there are a couple bands in my life. Sabotage was a huge influence. Pantera was a huge influence, and it's not so much their music. It's what they created and how they created it and why. They were leaders, not followers. You know what I mean? What's up, man? So like, you know, the attitude of something. So like if you let's there's probably a million guitar players, let's say. Here you go. There's probably a million people that can do that. But it's not that that makes you good. It's what do you do with that? Where do you put that? When do you put it in there? How do you put it in there? And what does it do to where you put it in due to the rest of the music? That separates you as a player. Yeah, the White Studio is the hot rodded one. Yeah, so there's always like a you have to think of it this way now. There's always a reaction to an action and then an action to a reaction, and it will always continue until that subject stops. So like a cause and effect. So like when you're writing music, you have to write it with a purpose. So whether your purpose is to intrigue people with a groove or an angst, that's what you got to start looking at when you play smoke. No, I can't play that no more. So there's a there's a there's a time and place for everything, and that's what separates the leaders from the followers is knowing the right time and place. So you can overplay and you can put that in there. You can put that in there at the end of a song where it's fading out, or you know what I mean. You just have to be smart with what you're doing. You know, again, you can take simple stuff. I mean, those are the same chords played differently. You know, you could take that and then and create something with that, but it's how you create it, where you put it, how you play it, the attack on which you do it. You know, do you want to play it more cleaner? You know, everything has a purpose. Wrathchild America was. I wish they had went farther. Denzel Washington. Time of the year. That's a great one. Feels weird to play after it sits for a while. Yeah, yeah. So like I do a like when I write, a lot of it's simple. Like you guys hear it. Uh, let's see. The first one that was on there was what's the second one? And then I mean it's all really simple licks. Like they're kind of like just groove licks, you know. So if you're just going, I mean you could your rhythm can actually just over chords. You know what I mean? What's up, man? I mean, just even stupid stuff. It just depends what you're writing. Any of that stuff. I mean, then you start adding all that neoclassical. I mean, it depends what you're writing. You know, if you're writing just stupid songs, I mean, it just depends. You know, all of that stuff, and that comes from just sitting in by yourself and just messing around with chords. You know, it's like White Lion is a great example. So like I listen to Vito and I think about so then I start looking at chords like him and I go, well, you know what? I could take the triads. And then all of a sudden you start writing like Vito. You know what I mean? Crimson Glory was awesome too. Todd LaTorra can sing. Doug Marks. Lick number one. Lick one slow. Lick number two slow. I remember all those Star Licks, Doug Marks. That was great stuff though. Oh man, I'm getting tired too. I had a long day today. I'm gonna have to go soon. I feel sleepy. I can't believe Phil McKnight actually admitted that the other night. He took pain medication and had a drink. Yeah, yeah. You email me. Are you coming this weekend, Michael? Chris Vandal, yeah. We had a band called Vandal here. Oh, the Doug Marks on VHS. Yeah, he was good though. See, like a guy like that, I'm surprised no bands ever picked him up. You know what I mean? Like in the day, I should see if what's his name listen to those songs. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see if Jim texts back yet. I'm definitely getting tired. Let's see. Let's see. I don't want no code. Get off me. Cancel. I don't want none of that. What is he doing to me? Let's see messages. Hey Stevie, Kiko just Kiko just messaged me. Oh, he listened to him. All right, so uh, I believe this weekend. Buckethead, I love Buckethead. Yeah, Axel ruins everybody. Axel ruined Axel. Perfect example of ego. Yeah, I think we rehearsed this weekend. You've been singing about Jizzy. I hear my kid. I'm probably gonna have to go. So, what is today? Tuesday? I'll shoot for a Friday afternoon again, like around 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then Sundays and Tuesdays I always do around 8. So, but let me take off, put the kid down to bed. You're going somewhere in the Universal? Oh, tomorrow you're leaving? Let me know when you get there. Do you have my phone number, Michael? Did I give it to you? Axel on drugs was a cool guy? No. He was actually before all that, before he went out there, he lived here in Hollywood, Florida, and he actually wasn't on drugs, and he was actually really quiet and timid and humble. Steve Weiss, I don't know. He lives up by you, bro. All right, man. Let me take off. I hear my kid whining. So I'll try. I'll try to come on Friday around 2 o'clock. So thank you everybody for liking, subscribing, everything that you guys do and help me out. I really appreciate it. It's always a fun, pleasure thing to come on here and talk to you guys. Cornrows? Yeah, Axel with cornrows. That's not a good look, is it? All right, everybody. Peace out. I'll see you guys Friday. All right. Peace.